On digital radio, on the app, on your smartphone, on X, YouTube, and Facebook. The Sportscast.
Where's
Basketball.
Where's my hit my music? Where's the music?
The Donut Bag presented by the Sportscast.
The Donut Bag, hosted by Joey Bag of Donuts. And here's your host, Joey Bag of Donuts.
It's like, where's my music?
You were being a diva there for a minute. That was fun. I was like, oh my god, he's a diva now. He's gotten so
Where
big.
are my green M&Ms? I demanded a bowl of green M&Ms. Where are my green M&Ms? How am I supposed to do? Anyway, welcome to the Donut Bag Podcast, part of the Sportscast Network. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, go to YouTube, the things on the bottom there, or I think you could comment on Twitter, or oh yeah, by the way, we're also on Instagram. I'm gonna go live on Instagram. Yeah, we're moving up in the world.
Yeah, nice.
Lots changed since you've been here. Prodigal daughter, Allison Koehler.
Good times. I'm glad to be back.
It's appropriate. Oh no, Instagram is dying on me. Yeah, it's appropriate.
Just when we were like talking nicely about it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So before we start, I want to thank everyone for participating in my silly, stupid little Pittsburgh Media March Madness tournament thingy that I do on Twitter. Every year, hey, in my defense, I've tried to get out of it. But last year I said, okay, this is stupid. And I said, this is stupid. No, let's just end this. I mean, it started during the pandemic because we were all going crazy during the pandemic. And people were like, no, you can't do it. So like at the last second I put something together and it was fun. But yeah, so it's very popular. It gets a lot of people involved and a lot of people it's just funny. It's just funny how people react to the thing. So anyway, thank you to everybody for participating in it. It is just about over. I think we're down to the final four. The other funny thing is the same people win every year, but still, okay, that's it's
Hey,
it's not the end result. It's the process. It's the friends we make along the way.
Mm-hmm. It's also the people who are part of it going to their fans saying, hey, don't forget to vote for me here.
Right.
I've heard Chris Carter do a couple years in a row saying, hey, I'm in this draft thing or in this bracket. Don't forget to vote for me.
Right. Yeah. It's just funny. And then some people pretend not to care about it, but they care very much. Some people get their families involved. It's very funny. But anyway, on to the Steelers. The what is going on now? The owners' meetings. I saw that. I guess McCarthy talked to the press, and I guess Omar Khan talked to the press. Did they actually say anything, or no? They really didn't.
No, I mean, I think tomorrow, I think today the focus was on the NFC. I think the local press got to talk to McCarthy and Omar. I don't know that it was like a national thing.
Okay.
I think tomorrow is the one like where you'll see McCarthy sitting down at a table and Omar Khan sitting at a table and talking. I think today was like a separate kind of like just local guys thing. But,
I know McCarthy talked was on the Pat McAfee show today, and basically he just said, "Oh yeah, I talk to Aaron Rodgers all the time."
Right. Yeah. Positive talks all the time.
Which is weird. With like,
yeah, I mean it's fine. It's
like, hey, how about that weather we've been having? By the way, are you going to play for us?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But speaking of Aaron Rodgers, there was a report from Charlie Batch who said the reason why Aaron Rodgers isn't officially signed with the Steelers right now is because he wants money. It's a money dispute, and he wants $30 million. Do we believe this? I don't believe it.
I don't know. Does Charlie Batch like make crap? I mean, does he? I don't really know him to like make things up, but I don't think that he's saying he thinks Rodgers' representation wants that. He's not saying he has any inside info that this is what Aaron Rodgers wants. So he's just he is probably stirring the pot, but he's also just saying what he thinks his opinion is, which anybody, with what they say, opinions. Everyone has one.
It's weird. It is. Yeah, it's like Charlie. But
he doesn't seem like someone just to say stuff either.
No, yeah. But it's somewhat valid, right? I mean, he got paid pennies by Aaron Rodgers standards and by NFL standards last year, right? So Batch said he thought that he outperformed his $13 million. I think maybe he was kind of maybe right at it. You know what I mean? I don't know that he really is worthy of $30 million. I mean, that's pennies in the end. That's still peanuts.
It's still cheap for an NFL starting quarterback.
But he is he took the Steelers to the playoffs last year. You know what I mean? He's a multiple MVP quarterback. I mean, I get where maybe it could be true, or
here's. I mean, the thing I'm thinking about with Aaron Rodgers is, does he need the money?
No.
I mean, no. We all know there are athletes out there who have been playing for years and years and years, making a lot of money, and then they retire, and then they have no money because they overspent.
Right.
Between exactly. Taking trips to somewhere to take a trip.
Right.
But like when someone gets 20 million, their agent gets so much. Admittedly, they're making a fraction of that. And he's smart enough to know, hey, even though I'm making 13 million, I don't have 13 million to spend, like a lot of young kids run into issues with. But right now, if he's not playing for the Steelers, who's he playing for?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, there isn't, nobody's even sniffing around him right now.
Yeah, there's no opening. It wasn't like last year where he could have, I'm going to go to the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll go to the Steelers. Maybe no. Everyone's kind of like, okay, we're good with our quarterbacks right now, and we don't want to have anyone come in at the last minute. So in my mind, it's either play for the Steelers or retire.
Yeah.
Let's play a guessing game. Guess how much Aaron Rodgers has made over his career in the NFL.
Ooh,
Just throw out a number.
When did he get drafted?
2007.
Okay.
2000, maybe? No, maybe it was a little bit. Maybe
19 years? 20 years?
He's been doing this for over 20 years, so yeah.
Okay. Well, his first contract probably wasn't much, so that's the first.
Just
4
throw
years
out a number.
$100 million.
How much?
$100 million.
Oh no! I'm guessing.
I have no idea.
100. I'm guessing 210.
$394 million.
Okay. Yeah.
So he could order extra cheese on his Whopper.
Yeah, but he's got a wife now. You know what I mean? I was a wife once, so I know that we demand a lot of things, and I'm sure she's not a low maintenance lady if he even is married, right? So there's that.
Honey, did you have to spend $100 million last year? Was that?
Right.
First of all, I'm not so sure he has a wife, but anyway.
Well, I don't think so either, to be honest.
The last year, the big thing was, the question was whether he was going to come to the Steelers or not, or whether he was going to continue playing or not. And he said, I'll play for anything. I'll play for 10 million or whatever. It's not about the money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was true. It was not about the money. It was about rehabbing his reputation because it was so damaged when he was with the Jets.
Right.
Okay. So his reputation has been recovered somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about him as oh, he's crazy and he says all these things and he goes on the McAfee show and he's gonna badmouth this and badmouth that, and he didn't do that. He was very good. He was a very good teammate, all that stuff. So his reputation has been repaired.
Yeah.
So now he's like, yeah, maybe I want some money. So I mean that totally makes sense. But the whole discourse around Aaron Rodgers for the past 3 months now has been, oh my God, why are the Steelers waiting for him? How could they possibly? What are they doing? Or is Aaron Rodgers holding them hostage or whatever? It's like, it's the same thing as last year. It's almost the exact same thing. Just because they announced it in May or June or whatever, they knew well before that he was going to join the team. I think the exact same thing is going on now. They know he's going to sign. It's probably this time it's probably going to be like right before the draft, right? When all the talk about the draft is ramping up and all the NFL talk is ramping up. That's when they'll say we signed Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So
yeah. I mean, hopefully it's before the draft. I mean, last year it wasn't, but it didn't matter. Right.
But could we also see it be like? I'm assuming McAfee will have a show in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So it may even be like a live show from Pittsburgh. So I could definitely see that.
There you go. The live show from Pittsburgh, and Aaron Rodgers will come on. And he'll say, "I've signed, and
I'm so happy to come back."
Right.
And
we're all
Steelers are a
Kumbaya,
great
and
organization
happily ever after,
and all that stuff. So I could see that. But again, let's say he decides not to come back. Okay, I think they're not going to panic and then try to draft the Alabama quarterback in the 21st, thinking this is our quarterback of the future. I think they're going to say, we got Mason. Worst case scenario, we're
Will Howard. We got
Will Howard.
I don't want to have Kenny Pickett 2.0, and I think
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
If we pick Ty Simpson, even if it's in the second round, I don't think
too high. That's still too high. I think.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
especially with what else they need. Yeah.
Yeah. We have Will Howard. We have Mason Rudolph. You know what I mean? Like, my opinion is let's just roll with one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And see what happens. I mean, we're not expecting. I mean, every team wants a Super Bowl, but realistically, it's not happening, right? So let's just see what happens.
I'll say this. Realistically, the Steelers are not a Super Bowl team.
Right.
However, we saw last year, I would not consider New England a Super Bowl team either.
That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point.
They lucked into it. The Bills and the Chiefs, especially the Chiefs, now we'll all see the Chiefs go, 19-0 this year, but they had a major drop off. The Bills did their normal choke in the playoffs, unfortunately. Lamar Jackson getting hurt, Joe Burrow getting hurt, which is kind of normal these days.
Right.
It's like boom, 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 boom. Oh, all of a sudden, and then the Denver quarterback breaking his ankle.
Right. Oh God.
Right. Because if he was healthy, Denver would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah.
So I really don't. But I mean, to say the Steelers right now, it depends on who they draft for offense. In terms of their offensive, if they draft a guard either in the first round or second round, and Broderick Jones, if he, I of course I don't know how much to trust some of the reporting on injuries. If people are reporting what they are told to report versus what's actually true. So
they could end up needing a tackle, right? They could end up needing a tackle. You know what I mean? Maybe.
I think they'll work with they'll work with what they have, but the offense looks kind of running back looks good, wide receiver looks good right now, the top two at least. You figure they're going to draft a wide receiver or offensive line. The team does not look crappy. Right. So average play quarterback would be good enough. If we get Aaron Rodgers and then you get people who are not, I know there are teams that go from, oh my God, the team's horrible to they're amazing that quick.
in like 1
But-
week.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still where if you're playing for a team that just loses and loses and loses,
Like the
Jets.
Browns.
The Browns are the Jets,
Right.
you know, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're going to be good because we got this player. Well, you don't have that whole, and this is true in work too. You know, people aren't athletes. If you're in a team that, or if your work environment that's just horrible, flipping that around mentality wise is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like I really don't see, no one sees the Jets or the Browns rebounding this year.
Mm-mm.
You know,
I have a hot take. What if they are a Super Bowl team? They almost made the Super Bowl last year. If a few things go their way in that Houston playoff game, they could have won that game, somehow won that game. Then they probably beat New England, and they probably beat Denver, and then they'll get slaughtered by the Seattle. But still, they could have. They might have made the Super Bowl. Would have been an extreme fluke, but they could have made it. They could possibly make it this year. What if the offense gets much better? What if the defense gets better? It could happen.
I think the offense will get the offense. I think the offense will get better just because McCarthy will be the play caller.
Right.
Because you will not have Jonnu Smith on a sweep from the backfield.
Yeah, well, he's not there anyway, so that,
Exactly.
I mean, that's
But,
fine.
I mean,
No, I
You
get
will
what
not
you're
have
saying.
Arthur Smith. Wait a
Right.
minute. Arthur Smith, Jonnu Smith. Were they related? Is that what was?
Oh yeah.
Jonnu, I am your father. Search your family. I think the offense could be better. The defense could be better just because of the change in coaching and the change of philosophy. And they might do this crazy thing called throw to the middle of the field or use Pat Fryermuth. I know that would be a shocker, but but I mean that's being wildly optimistic, but it could happen. So and I have a higher opinion of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't bad either. But the problem
he
is,
wasn't as bad as I expected him to be. I also did not expect him to play. Did he missed one game, right, with the wrist?
Yeah, Chicago.
I thought he'd be I never expected him to play as many games as he did. To be honest with you, I was shocked. And he was even, I don't want to call him mobile at all, but he moved better than I expected him to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think there were a lot of things that surprised Steelers fans. Like Joe said earlier, you know, everybody was talking about what a cancer he was in Green Bay and in New York, and so we expected him to come here and just be a problem. You know what I mean? And he was the total opposite. So yeah, I mean, he's full of surprises.
he had to figure out how to work with Arthur Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to do that if he comes back.
Yeah.
He and Mike McCarthy are like one brain.
Right.
So you would have a quarterback and a coach and an offensive minded coach that are like, now that might be a bad thing too, but still, you know, in terms of knowing the system, they would be very good there. So, but yeah, the only tiny little detail is he's a fragile old man, but still, hey, that's just a minor detail.
Right.
But yeah, I really think all this talk about why hasn't he? What is he doing? What I think this is all talk because every time they ask McCarthy or Omar Khan, they're just as coy as possible. They're like, yeah, we talk, and yeah, okay, and they just don't come out and tell the truth.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to do that.
What perplexes me is what's the point of him not? They're not doing anything right now. You know what I mean? Like they're not practicing right now. They don't have to be at the facilities right now. I don't know why it really matters. Why it matters so much that he's just not saying anything.
Because we're talking about it. That's why.
Yeah, but
to maximize the drama, to maximize the attention.
I think it'll come down after the draft because there's still some idiots, and I'm sorry, I'm calling you idiots, who think if the Steeler, not you, Allison, but if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, they're going to make a giant move and get a quarterback in this draft. And, anyone with half a brain would say, not this draft.
Right. No, there's nobody.
No, there's no one here. So you're going to, I saw just a random headline. Mike McCarthy makes it clear Steelers want to draft a quarterback. But lower down, it says, let's see here. Let me get to the quote here.
He said something like, I want a quarterback with big hands or something like that.
I'm hopeful there'll be a quarterback there at the right time for us.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
That's not him wanting to draft a quarterback. It's, hey, if we find someone somewhere in the draft that matches, if we're in the 3rd round, 4th round, and we're like, hey, there's a good quarterback who dropped, who we thought was 3rd round, is 4th round, that's now in the 4th, we'll pick him up. But that doesn't sound like we're definitely going to.
Right. There might be like a Cole Payton or a Taylon Green or something, somewhere around the same round that they picked Will Howard. Yeah. But even then, to me, it's like at that point, why? Right? Is somebody in the 6th or 7th round going to come in and like push? I mean, maybe he might push Will Howard to be great, but you know what I mean? Because I feel like they're putting all the chips. Everybody's saying they're putting all their chips in the 2027 draft because there's like 30 million quarterbacks that are all pretty like top tier ish. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but they're what this year's draft and last year's draft lacked in quarterback talent. 2027 makes up for, like in certain spades. So there could be, even if the Steelers don't pick in the top 10 next year, they have all that capital they might be able to use, or somebody will still be there that's worth picking up that isn't a Kenny Pickett 2.0 at number 20.
But they have all the draft capital this year.
They do, but they can play with that. They can trade it.
That's the question. Because everybody's like, well, obviously they can't draft. I think they have 12 draft picks this year.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they're not going to make 12 draft picks.
No,
they're going to make some trades to either move up or whatever. But what if they decide to trade some of those picks for next year's picks?
Yeah. I think that's what they're doing.
Because this was supposed to be the quarterback draft, and now it turns out 2027 isn't the quarterback draft in theory.
Right.
So maybe we should use some of our draft capital then.
Right. Which is disappointing, right? We missed, if that does happen and we pick a quarterback number, with our first overall pick in 2027, it's a year after it's in Pittsburgh. And that's the big story, right? Is nobody wants to see the Steelers with the host city as Pittsburgh go up there and take a guard with their first pick. But that's probably what's going to happen, a guard or a wide receiver, maybe. Yeah. But I still feel like we could get a decent wide receiver in the 2nd round. Mm-hmm. Like that could still, given that we, what we did in free agency anyway.
I guarantee when it was announced that the Pittsburgh would get the NFL draft in 2026, I guarantee the team said, "This is it, guys. We're getting our quarterback. Here we go. We're gonna stand there, Roger Goodell, and he's gonna get booed, and he's gonna say, with the 21st pick in the NFL draft, the Steelers draft the chosen one, the one that will lead us to the, and now that didn't happen."
Were there quarterbacks that were maybe supposed to declare that didn't? Is that why?
Yeah,
I wonder.
Lots of them.
Got you.
Yeah,
okay.
There were lots who decided to stay.
Like 6 or 7 quarterbacks in this draft, and that were supposed to go in the first round, and either they sucked, they got hurt, or the one dude, Trinidad Chambliss, he just wants to be in college forever.
Right.
Yeah, he was buying off judges, so allegedly, so he could just stay in school forever. What do we say? What do we say all the time to kids stay in school. You know what? He's staying in school. So.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you can make, now admittedly, NFL quarterbacks make ridiculous money, but let's put it this way though. I know that's a shocking thing, but if you're
I'm sorry, the Penguins just scored again. They're up 4-3. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Especially the way the Eastern Conference is, like, who the hell's going to happen? But no, like, you could play, let's say you want to play, you could play in college for $5 or $6 million a year as a college quarterback, Or you can turn pro, go play for, let's say, this year, like you're going to get drafted by the Jets.
Right. Yeah.
Or you're going to get drafted by the Browns as their another quarterback. And you're going to make you're going to make less money in the pros you would in college.
I know, but there was the one dude, I think it was Dante Moore of Oregon. I think because he would have been like the number 2, he would have definitely been like the number 2 overall pick, and he would have made a lot of money. But I really think, a lot of people think that he's like, I don't want to go to the Jets. Hell no. So I'll stay in school for another year and take my chances. So,
and no one, and there's not the Eli Manning issue there was back in 2005.
Right. Yeah.
Where he just demanded to go to another team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know how he pulled that off, but
yeah.
I mean, in theory, that will help them. That will help the players, because if you come out too soon, you're not going to have good enough experience for the NFL. So in theory, you should have plenty of experience if you stay in school. We'll see. I mean, that's a big knock on Ty Simpson, is he didn't have enough experience. So hey, whatever. But we'll see. The draft is going to be fascinating. You know, I saw somebody's mock draft that said, well, the Steelers are going to trade back. Like, if they trade back, now obviously not out of the first round, but if they've announced the Steelers have announced that they are trading their pick to and they will now draft 27th or something like that. People are not going to be happy, and it's like, well, who cares what the crowd thinks? It's like, I think we care a little bit what the crowd thinks.
Yeah,
considering it's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what they get in the trade. So if they can say the Steelers, and then somehow it gets out that the Steelers got, they switched that, but they
a 2027 first round pick or something like that.
Well, but they'll pick up like the second round pick,
right?
Or a third round pick or something like that, or something, or even an extra second round pick this year. Where they'll do something. And the thing is, it also depends on who's going to come off the draft board beforehand. If it's all of a sudden, it's like, oh, everyone's taking all the wide receivers and everyone's going to take all the safeties and the defensive backs, and you're left with, okay, the people who are left are, let's say, the guard from Penn State and some people the Steelers can get in the second round. They're definitely not first round options. Best thing for them to do, move back, because I don't know many other teams that are going to go for a guard in the first round. Get some capital. Like you said, even say, okay, we're going to swap number ones and we'll give you our third and fourth round draft pick this year, and we'll get your second for next year. If that's not the most horrible thing in the world, especially if it's a team that kind of just shot up this year and maybe going down next year.
Yeah, they definitely set free agency set themselves up for best player available.
Yeah,
but if the best, if it's not at a position of need, I could definitely see them trading back.
Yeah,
just to, especially if the deals,
And anytime they've done stuff where they're like, we need this. Okay, this may not be where we would want them to draft, but we need this particular, we need a wide receiver. We're going to go with Troy Edwards, I think, or we're going to go with it's like, why did you Terrell Edmonds as as your first round draft pick? He was he wasn't a bad player.
No, but he wasn't first round.
He wasn't first round. They were like, well, we need a defensive back, so we're going to take this guy. Well, there were ways around it. You didn't have to. And honestly, I'm kind of wondering, because I saw someone post that everyone they're bringing in free agency this year is a lot younger than they brought in last year. Because they're not bringing in.
Because last year they got Darius Slay and Jalen Ramsey. Yeah.
And I kind of wonder, was that a Tomlin thing?
5-3.
Right. They scored again.
Penguins scored again. Okay, here's the thing. I just got a siren. This is the coolest thing. And it's attached to an app. And then every time the Penguins score, the siren goes off. So upstairs, I could hear the siren going off, and that's how I knew the pick was. So it's like freaking out my wife right now because she has no idea what's going on, and all she knows is a random light and a siren goes off random at random times. So she's probably like scared out of her mind, and I'm just like, "Yay, the Penguins scored!" And she's probably like, "What the hell is that?" But anyway,
poor Mrs. Donuts.
Yeah, poor Mrs. Donuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and when I see the mock drafts, they're all over the place.
Now they are.
Oh God, yeah.
Tackle, wide receiver, guard, cornerback, like they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So who knows what is actually going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fascinating, and
this is fun. This should be fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I hate to say, anyone who's going down, okay, if you're going down in person, but remember, for most people, your job and your ability to pay rent or anything does not depend on who they draft.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I know. We're all football crazy here. We're living literally when they lose. You can see there is general people in Pittsburgh are not happy on that.
I was just going to say, when they lose, the entire region is pissed the next day.
Yeah.
When they win, people are still somewhat pissed, but still, when they lose, they're really upset.
But I mean, let's say they don't pick the right person. But when you get that many people, hundreds of thousands, literally, it's going to be at least 100,000 of people in a crowd that aren't happy about something or are happy about something. Just be nice down there, people.
Right.
I know there have to be a lot of people who are going to the draft who are listening to us, because I have to think about it this way. If you're going to the draft in person, you're listening to everything Steeler related.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're hearing us. Just be nice people.
Especially to the Browns fans.
How many? No.
You know there's going to be some Browns fans there.
No, I can't promise that. But how many Steeler fans are actually going to be down there? Let's say the attendance Thursday night is 100,000. Of those 100,000, I would say 50,000 are going to be Steelers fans and 50,000 of every other team.
Yeah,
sure. I don't know.
I mean, it's going to. What I'm saying is, it's going to be like this is almost a global event. This is a national event of fans from all over. Because think about it. You could drive from Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, if you wanted to.
Even Chicago.
You're within like a 8 or 9 hour drive of like half the league. They could all come in and drive.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll get lost on the way here when you're driving around in Pittsburgh. I mean, I've been here all my life and I still get lost when I drive around downtown. But still, they're going to probably drive in, and so I think it's going to just be a wonderful global NFL event, and it's and hopefully it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And hopefully.
Oh, and Joe, as you posted on Instagram about the bridge, just something to remember, people. If you're coming in from out of town, the stadium and where all the draft stuff is not near Monroeville. If you're going on a highway and it says Monroeville that way, you're going the wrong way.
Here's the problem. You can't switch lanes. It won't let you switch lanes. You have to pick a random lane and hope that that's the lane you want. And if not, you end up in Monroeville. It's like, oh, I guess I got to turn around like 10 miles later. It's so, and then that's if you coming through like the airport. If you're going the other way, all of the cars in the left have to get to the right, and all of the cars on the right have to get in the left, and you have 300 feet to make it happen.
Yeah,
it's
I do
madness.
feel for drivers that have never been to Pittsburgh, and this is going to be the first time in Pittsburgh, and I'm just like, oh dear Lord.
It's not for the weak.
No,
I will pray for you right now. It is not easy. Pittsburgh driving is insane. There is a reason why all of the companies that make automated cars, they tested them in Pittsburgh, because it's like, this is the harshest, worst environment for driving. If these automated cars can make it here, they can make it anywhere.
Right.
It is insanity. It's absolute insanity. Like I said, I've been here all my life. That's no joke. I get lost every time I'm in downtown Pittsburgh. I just drive around and hope for the best. So yeah. So I mean, that's just logistically, it's like, there's so many bridges. There's like where are we gonna put all these people? Like we can't float in. Don't go in the river. Do not. It is not a swimming river.
Oh no!
Right.
That's a river. If you have enemies and you want to have bad things happen to your enemies, throw them into the river because they might not make it out.
They got those 3-eyed catfish in them on.
Exactly. Yeah. The draft is going to be a lot of fun. Now, one thing that was announced last week was Mike Tomlin got an agent or something like that.
For media agent specifically.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right.
To go into broadcasting.
Yeah. Shocker. Oh, nobody saw that coming.
Nobody saw. Yeah, right. But I mean, because basically when he resigned, that contract he had was void. So he gave away like I think he was making 17-18 million a year, and that he was going to have that contract for the next 2 years or so. So you think he's just going to willingly give away like 30-40 million? I don't think so. He's going to make just as much money. But do you think he could be successful in either a studio job, or if they put him on as an analyst on games or something like that? Do you think this is a situation where he's never going to coach again, like Bill Cowher, because it's like, well, this job is much easier than coaching? Or is he going to say, screw this, I'm going back to coaching when I can?
No, I do think that's a very good analogy. I feel like I don't see him coming back to coaching. Why?
Yeah.
He may think now, oh, this will just be one of those Sean Payton things. No, he's going to end up being like Bill Cowher and just being like, wow, this is like way less stressful. I get to see my family. I get to spend time with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? I had to slip that in there. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to find it to be very cushy. And why do that?
And honestly, as much as when you hear about Tomlin and how he gave everything to this job, he was basically the job, and whatever left over was family, and that was all there was. Mm-hmm. I could see him like, hey, my kids are in college. He seems to have a good, now we don't know, but you don't hear anything bad about his home life ever.
Right.
Well, I mean, but I know maybe because he's never there, but
yeah.
But he seems like someone's like, okay, I want to spend time with my family. I'm done. Mm-hmm. It may get to the point of, and it's one of those things that when you lose, you're running, you're going, you stop, you give it a year or so, your whole body goes, oh, and you're like, do I want to go back into that grind? Right. And he may be like, I don't need to. He, like I said, he has the only thing he really has to prove is winning a playoff game the last 10 years. But I don't think he's the one who takes it like, oh, I have to do this, or my entire. He's like, look, stuff happened. This guy got injured. This injury happened. This weird thing happened. We lost this game because of this. Yeah, they all happened in the last 10 years. But you could point to each of those playoff losses and say, okay, that was weird. That was weird. That was weird. We went in.
Play that guy, right. Yeah.
And I mean, it's weird that it all kind of happened under him. Right. But it's not like you could say, oh, you went fully stock every year and you just lost. So, he has a Super Bowl win. He went to another one. If Mendenhall doesn't fumble, he probably has 2 Super Bowl wins.
And Aaron Rodgers has none.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
Or if Ben doesn't throw that pick 6 on the first play.
Right.
Right.
You know, which we knew that's how Ben played. He either did great or he miserable.
I mean,
but
when you look at it logically, he would be an absolute idiot to go back into coaching, because you're working as in broadcasting, you're working like 3 or 4 hours a week and you're making incredible money. And in coaching, you get 3 or 4 hours of sleep every night. You're working 20 hours a day, and it's a high stress job, and people talking constantly about how they hate you and want you to be fired. Nobody does that if you're in your broadcasting. Like it's just a no-brainer. But now the way he is, or at least the way he was in press conferences, if he pulls that crap in broadcasting, he's not going to last. He's not going to last 2 weeks. Now, in theory, I think he could be awesome at broadcasting, because he would provide. He could come up with all new Tomlinisms, or he could sprinkle in his Tomlinisms, and people will love that stuff. Right. But if he goes on a 5-minute rant about how about the Cleveland Browns depth chart or something like that, people are going to just tune out. So if he had, and I think he can. I think he's very careful. But just I also think he hated the Pittsburgh media, and that's why he just did not.
I'm sorry, but okay, there may have been some friction, but compared to the New York media, the Los Angeles media, the Chicago media,
he had it easy.
Yeah. But he also never really said anything. You know what I mean? Which would be enough to frustrate, the
obviously
reporters and
Now, his job was to say nothing. What do you want him to say? Like, oh, here's our game plan. Here's what's really going on with the injuries. Here's what's
but you could, I don't know. He could have been a little bit more like, a little bit more exciting or something. Like have a bit more personality. But
the problem is when coaches and ex-players go into the media, the big problem, the one reason they don't succeed is because they're afraid to say anything criticizing other players. So if he pulls that crap, if he just plays nice, sorry, buddy, you're gone. But if he's actually critical, I mean, because I would want to hear, who's a coach that's an analyst right now? Bill Cowher. I don't know if Jimmy Johnson's still doing it. Tony Dungy was a coach. Was an analyst. He does it, but they've been done for years. This guy was just doing this last year.
Yeah.
Right.
He would have an insight that nobody else would. So in theory, he could be awesome at it, but also in theory, he could be terrible at it. So we'll see.
I can definitely not see him doing color analysis on a call. He would in my mind, he's a studio person.
I think he would be in theory. I think he could be awesome as a color analyst. Could you? Because he is he basically was a defensive coordinator, so he could break down the X's and O's, and it's like he could say, here's what they were trying to do, and he could in theory be awesome at it. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking just bringing him in, and like you said, having to, reprogramming the way he thinks and speaks to be broadcast thought, because a lot of these ex-players, they go and they take classes,
right?
They're like, oh, my career's coming to an end soon, I'm going to get a communications degree, or I'm going to work with my agent to get a hold of a private coach so I can, or do what Cam Hayward's doing, have your own talk show or your own podcast now, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm retired, guess what, now I can work for NFL Films, or I can work for HBO for their show type thing, because I've already have their thing.
I mean, I don't know how much Cam Hayward makes on that podcast, but he might just say, screw this, I'll just stick with my podcast. And I mean, probably he'll probably make a lot more if he works a studio job or something like that. But still, it's great practice for him, because he can
exactly. And that's what I'm saying about Tomlin. I don't think he has not had someone who I think would say, I'm trying to coach the Steelers, and by the way, I'm going to take time out of whatever 3 hours sleep I have to go and learn how to be, a talking head. Right. He would have waited till he decided not to come back, take some time, and then he's going to try to learn. And, it'd be interesting, but you don't want him to crash more. And just because you can talk doesn't mean you can do play-by-play or color see Dennis Miller.
Right.
It's a hard skill. It is not easy. Yeah. Yeah. But it would be very interesting. Let's say he gets a job with NBC or something like that. And then there's a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh and Tomlin is there. That first time Tomlin shows up, it's just, that is the next stage of how Pittsburgh is going to react to Mike Tomlin. Let's say he just stays in broadcasting. Every time he comes, are we going to give him a warm welcome? Are we going to boo him? Are we going to, what are we going to, how are we going to view him a year from now?
I hope if he does go in the booth, you know what I mean, and he's doing a Steelers game, I really hope. My goodness, treat him.
Be nice, people. Come on, there's no reason to hate on him anymore.
No, there isn't. No,
but we are. And I hate to say it. Oh yeah, but I hate to say it. Pittsburgh fans, in terms of treating people, not necessarily. We don't have the best background in the world.
Right. Yeah.
We did not Tommy Maddox. We treated very poorly. Cordell Stewart. We treated like crap.
Yeah, that was rough.
I mean, Cliff Stout may have deserved it when he came back for the USFL team, but
I just
you hope it's good. But I think the one thing we also have to think about is something you said in the past show. We don't have a lot of experience with former coaches coming back.
Right.
When Chuck Noll retired, he retired. Yeah. You never saw him.
He literally went on with his life's work. I think he was
directed
a symphony or something like that.
He did that, and he did gardening, spent time with his family.
Right.
And then the other example is Bill Cowher, but Cowher won a Super Bowl, had an off year, retired. So he left on a high-ish note, where Tomlin left on, okay, he made the playoffs, and people were getting kind of sick of he didn't have a losing season, but,
he did not leave on the highest note.
No, he didn't. So but I think the fact that he left on his own,
I think that's
a positive for a lot of people.
I think it'll all depend on how the team does in the next few years. If the team does well, then we'll be then it's like, well, all bygones will be bygones. If the team goes to hell and we have terrible seasons, we're gonna say, look what you did, Tomlin. This is all your fault.
Right. Yeah.
Not McCarthy or whoever the coach is or whoever the GM is. No. It's all Tomlin's fault. So
yeah.
I mean that was one of my memes at first I was not happy about them hiring McCarthy, and I said, Steeler fans are realizing it wasn't Tomlin all along. It was Art Rooney the second that was the problem all along. So
right. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. It all depends on how they do. I think they'll be okay, but we'll see. We'll see.
We will.
All right. Well, Allison, it's so good. The prodigal daughter has returned.
Right. Yeah.
God.
I'm excited.
God, how many years have you been on this? Oh my goodness. I've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah, I feel like it was 2019?
Something like that feels right. That feels right. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We grew up together.
When I remember when some seasons were really bad, you'd show up with a bag on your head. Remember that?
Yeah, right. I remember that. I used to do funny little surprises like that. Yeah. We go back to when your podcast was audio only. I think
it
we
was
did it
audio only.
Right.
And then it went to basically recorded on a Zoom call.
Right.
And now we're live, baby. And
and you've got an intro and everything.
I got intro music, baby. I got my own theme song. I've made it.
Right. You got your own AI announcer.
That's right.
Hey.
I was at the gym the other day and someone said, "Oh my God, you're famous." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I know. I just heard you were on Twitter and you're famous." I'm like, No, I'm not. But anyway, but
it's fun though, right? I mean, it's kind of cool to be a local hero.
Your Yinzer famous. Your Yinzer
right?
famous.
Yeah,
I'm Yinzer Twitter famous. That's basically.
Right.
All right, but yeah, it's great to see you again, Allison. Great, Dave.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you again.
Next time.
Dave almost gave me COVID, so how did
that happen?
I don't have. I just saw him at. We just did a race together on Saturday.
How does that happen like over the camera?
Right.
That would be something.
It's that special kind of microphone COVID.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I got it, but I do have diarrhea issues, so I don't know. Maybe
no! On that note.
I don't know that notes.
This one up like
that. Guys, thank you very much. Also, Darren, we're thinking of you. He's battling a lot of things, going through a lot. So, Darren, we're pulling for you, buddy. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, and we will see you.
Okay. Bye.
See you later.
See you.